Hello, guys. This is Jose Fuchen with Legacy Home Loans and Legacy Real Estate here in El Centro in Imperial Valley. I'm making this video because I want to go over the typical question that we have or that I get almost every other day when we talk to clients regarding are the prices of the houses going down? Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I did a little presentation just with typical questions and some information that I think it's going on. Okay. So the first thing to do, who are you asking? Who are you asking or if prices are going to go down? You're going to see the news. You're going to talk to your friends. You're going to talk to your local banker. You're going to talk to your local real estate agent and to your loan officer. So, and parents, all these people. So I think it's dependent on who you ask. I talk to my parents, which have been through several depressions, you might say, and then they'll tell you their experience. I talk to people who went through the events of 2008 and they'll tell you your experience. But I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell what I think, and FYI, hopefully it clicks to some people, okay? So the short answer to that question is depending on who you ask. Some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. Some people are going to throw their hands up in the air and say, I don't know, okay? So some brief facts. Let's talk about some brief facts. I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. After the pandemic or during the pandemic, people stopped looking for houses or searching for houses on the internet. People stopped going to open houses or showings because now there's restrictions, right? There's restrictions to all this. You can't go in the house. People trying to sell their house has stopped for about 70%, okay? And you have to know and you have to read the news and all those stats that and see which are the states that are hit the hardest. We in California are not being as impacted as like the Northeast, New York, and down south in Florida. And you got to look at why this is happening. New York is a highly density or highly populated area. Florida is a place where it makes its living out of tourism, okay? And then one thing that's been going on for almost 2 months now is a forbearance issue. Forbearance is that people now have the chance to not do their payments for the next 12 months, okay? So what happens? People are not in a rush to sell. They don't have to do their payment, and then they'll just try to figure out when that 12 months comes. Some people will get their job back. Some people will get their hours restored. They're going to work full time now, so they're going to be able to do their payment. When that happens in 12 months, something's going to change. The bank's going to help them. Maybe they're not going to be able to help them. Some people are not going to be able to get their jobs, and they're going to be forced to sell. Okay? 4 million people are in forbearance. That's about 6% of the entire mortgages out there. 4 million people is a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Imagine in 12 months or 11 months, 4 million people, imagine half of them trying to sell, okay? Half of them are gonna be offered some kind of help, but some of them are not gonna qualify, so that means there's gonna be people trying to sell. Okay, so we live here in Imperial Valley, Calexico, Centro, Heber, Hopeville, all these cities, okay? So we live in Imperial Valley. You're lucky. We are lucky to live here in Imperial Valley. Why? Because not all the workforce has been laid off. We have a strong community of people working in law enforcement, working as teachers, working for county, social workers, and also for Department of Homeland Security. These are good jobs. These are high paying jobs. They get more than the average income, okay? So all these employees, they have not been laid off. Some of them got their hours cut, but mostly law enforcement and Department of Homeland Security, which make a majority, not all of the people buying houses, they're still there. They still have their jobs. All of them are being very cautious. All of them are being don't know what they're gonna say, what's gonna happen. Everybody's trying to take care of their family and their income. So it's normal that right now people are not trying to buy or people are not trying to look for houses. And it's normal for somebody trying to sell their house to buy a bigger and nicer house. They want to see what's going on. They want to see what's going to happen. So it's normal for people staying off from buying. Okay, so this is my opinion. Why prices will not go down. And here's why. One, inventory. Okay, there's not a lot of inventory out there. Like I said before, people are not listing their houses for sale. One, because they don't need to sell. Two, because they're scared or they're being cautious. Maybe people are not as scared as before if they have not been affected directly, but they're not in a rush to sell. Okay, even though if they had financial troubles before, now because of the forbearance, because of the CARE Act, they don't need to do their mortgage payment for the next 12 months. Okay, that's reason number two. Reason number three, why prices not going down as people expected. Some people are expecting prices to go down like 2008, 50% off. That's not going to happen. Why? Because here in Imperial Valley, jobs are still there. We are not a community that lives off tourism. We're not a community that lives off of leisure, like big cities like Vegas, big cities like Florida, big cities like New York, big cities like San Francisco. We're not those. We're a good place here. Okay. Reason number five, rents are high. Okay. Rents are high and rents are going to continue to increase. When you rent a place, a 3-bedroom house, you're just like $300 away of the same as buying a house for a same 3-bedroom house. Okay. People are going to still need to rent. People are still going to need a place to live. Okay. New construction. New construction, honestly, is you get a different product. It turns out to be, if you want a bigger house, 2,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, it's going to be more expensive than buying a resale house. Okay, so that's why people trying to list their 20-year house, they're going to be lucky to sell it at a very competitive price. And lastly, it's not 2008. You would hear, and you probably already heard, that in 2008, what happened then, it had never happened before in nobody's lifetime. So guess what? We got a second taste of something that never happened in anybody's lifetime. But you know what? 5, 6, 7 years later, after 2008, things started to come back. Prices of houses came back. People started getting their jobs back. So whatever happens, we are going to come back. We don't know how long. Hopefully people now focus on certain things like saving, and they'll be able to write it out. I'm sure people who experienced 2008 were a little bit more prepared for a recession, not for a pandemic, for a recession like the one that's going on right now. My disclaimer, I already talked about this. 2008 against what's happening right now in 2020, COVID-19. It's a pandemic. Right now we're going through a recession. The money, the cash flow to the households is not the same as it was before. This has never happened before like in 2008. But like I said, the fundamentals are there. People need a place to work. People need a place to live. The government's trying to help with all these assistance, putting money into the economy, sending these stimulus checks. I think things like normal, when people are afraid and cautious, things tend to stop. So that's what's going on right now. Things are stopping. But if you think about it, people do need a place to live. And that's why I think houses and the prices of houses and the value of houses are not going to be as affected like they were in 2008. Okay. Hopefully you like this small comments that I made. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, Jose Fuchen with Legacy Real Estate and Legacy Home Loans. Thank you.